Hi again. Hey. So I was thinking, okay, so m.a.n.f.e.s.t.A.T.i.o.n going to start getting in on the act. So I was thinking about, the shadow work in a nutshell, and kind of part of what came up as we were discussing was this element of manifestation. And I thought, of course, yes, let's go in with that as well. You see, the thing about manifestation, and the part that nobody really talks about and nobody really wants to admit, is the fact that we are manifesting 100% constantly all the time. And every experience that we're having is an exact direct reflection of our unconscious mind and our unconscious drivers, basically. I've described it in the past as you're basically having a love affair with yourself in every relationship that you have, okay? And the way that you are experiencing those relationships is a direct reflection of how well you can love, okay? So anyway, that's a very roundabout kind of a way of saying that it is essentially our unconscious mind that creates, okay? It's our driver. And so in order to begin to be able to manifest the beauty of the life that we want to create, is by becoming magnetic through releasing our stored and held trauma. Those parts of our mind that have become the unconscious driver. And it's laid down so hard in this lifetime. It's drivers that go way, way back into our ancestry and into our spiritual ancestry, okay, that they've become what I have now coined as karmic bondage, basically. Those tendons and ligaments, the fascia, the tissue, it's uptight, okay? So I mentioned that we can weave in between our shadow work, okay, on the one hand, and really recognizing those parts of ourselves that we need to move through and move beyond and open up in order to attract, because we become magnetic. You've heard me use that term a couple of times in different videos, okay? The idea is that when our physiology is so tight and tightly bound up, it's almost as if we're a repelling magnet, okay? We're just repelling everything that we really, really want, and we're attracting our unconscious drivers, which are the things that we don't want usually. So when we start to open and soften, we start to create more of an aura, more of a wave, more flow, frequency, vibration, energy, and it begins to attract a very open and fluid energy as well, okay? And everything is only energy. It's the only thing there is. It's all that there is. So the other way that we want to begin to create movement and flow in our lives is, yes, first of all, releasing what is not serving us, those mental drivers. We've written them down, and as we've written them down, and if we've written them down, okay, we can see what we've written down, and then we can go back to transform our inner standing of ourselves, okay? A little bit like a hypnosis then that we're creating for ourselves, and we're actually creating our own vibration through the language that we're using, okay? And language has frequency, and it is like magic, okay? The way that we use our words, which is why we want to become conscious and start to speak in very conscious ways, using words like spells to create. So we've spent some time with ourselves and recognized a few aspects of ego that we want to destroy. I'm lost. I'm alone. I feel lonely. I don't know who I am. I don't know what to do. Why did I do it? What am I doing? Where am I going? And who am I anyway? So we've written those things down, and we can go back then and look at and begin to absorb and redesign our consciousness through the words that we're using. So then we say, I do know who I am. I do know what I'm doing. Of course, I'm perfect. I'm exactly as I'm meant to be. Everything is happening in perfect divine timing. You know, really go to the opposite of what you are holding in the shadow aspect, okay? And begin to use positive language, okay? You may find, and you know, it's interesting, I had this realization a while ago, it's interesting how in schools throughout history, they've used things like writing lines as a form of punishment. And I actually find sometimes I'll go into, through my process, you know, a part of the journey of movement, of massage, of deep relaxation and moving in between those is sometimes sitting with your journal and some free writing. And I'll find myself even writing just the same affirmation over and over again. It's just embedding it into my mind. You may choose to do some mirror work where you sit with yourself, ideally naked, and just fully embrace and receive yourself in your totality, recognizing your worthiness and your birthright of pure brilliance just because you were born, okay? But you have to get to that place. It's no good me or anyone else telling you. It has to come from within. The light has to be switched on from within, and then we shine it through every single cell in our body where we've alchemized lead to light, carbon to gold. We then can work with all sorts of wonderful natural materials, crystals, bones, sticks, stones, you know, wood, driftwood, shells, seaweed. I mean, there's just so many incredible trinkets and charms and gems in nature that we can use then to act as conduits for our prayers and for our intentions. And we can get really, really specific, okay? And in fact, you want to get specific, right? You want to begin, as well as just recognizing your worth and your greatness and your power, you want to also then recognize often, and for me it was very much through coming to know what I didn't want, what wasn't working for me in my life, okay? You know, reams and reams of it. This isn't working. This isn't, you know, this isn't me. I'm moving on. I'm done. I'm moving forward. and recognizing that you can then take everything that you've said, that you've felt, and the energy that you've harnessed, okay, and begin to set yourself up with an altar to direct the energy flow, to very much bring your intentions, your prayers, and your charms from nature that represent your wishes to be received. And then you can leave your pieces of paper, so you burn the ones that are negative. It's like, right, that energy, it has to go. It has to dissolve. It has to evaporate. Okay, it's gone. Be gone. Back to the light. And the ones that you want to embody and embrace and encourage yourself to endure more and more, you take and you place with your crystals, with some cards, with some essential oils, some fragrances, some sage, Palo Santo. You know, you may smudge yourself again, you may use a room spray or an essence, some flower remedies, your Healy. So, you know, there are just so many ways these days that we can just begin to create incredible, flowing, energized, electricitized, and just beautiful, pure, clean, and true energy. Okay. May the gods and the goddesses be with you.